Hi, Amy here, your Wi-Fi Life. Happy New Year, everybody. This is my very first video of 2017, and that's a bit of a disgrace in a way because I did commit to doing more videos at the end of last year when I was in Thailand especially. I don't know, call it motivation because the weather was amazing, and as you can see, I'm back in the UK at the moment. It's not particularly inspiring weather, it's pretty grey out there. Which is one of many reasons I have recently been packing up my life to move to Australia. But today's video is inspired by the fact that it's a new year, to a degree, and that is wanting to ask you a question, and that is, do you have enough time off to do all the things that you need to do with your everyday life? I don't mean booking holidays or booking big trips or saving up your holiday for a big life event like a wedding. But I was just scrolling through Facebook, as you do, a bit distracted, and one of my friends, it's January, one of my friends had just posted that she'd got really organised and she was really proud of herself that all her holidays were booked in her job for the next 12 months. So in January, it used to be the same for me. If you're in a traditional job, you get an allocation of days holiday every year. And here in the UK, it's usually anything from about 20 days. It can be more. If you've been in service for a job for say 5 years, you might get a whole extra day for every year of serving that company. And I laugh because this is stuff that even just in the 18 months I've been out of my corporate job, it's just so alien to me. And I hadn't planned on talking about this today in my video, but I saw it and I thought that is something I am going to talk about and reflect on, because I think it's something that a lot of people, yourself included, possibly still experience. And I think it's quite common for people to they fall into two categories. So they'll get their allocation of holiday at the beginning of a year, perhaps in January, perhaps the financial year, depending on how your company works. And some people will go straight into the work calendar and it's like vultures all battling to book the popular times of year off. Especially if you've got children, you might be having to book all your holidays around the school term or the school holidays. And then you might have a few days left over, which is good to have in reserve for the odd long weekend away. And then you've got the other people. Another friend of mine was recently in this position, who are in more senior management positions, and partly because they are responsible for making sure there's enough people in the office if their team are away, but also they're just so busy and their level of responsibility is so great that they don't plan as far ahead because they need to be in the office or they need to be on the ground in the company for higher ups to make sure they're there and monitoring things. So they don't book their holiday, and then they get to like October, November, and they've got half of their holiday still left, and they just take it and sit around at home and not really make the most of it. And so I've got two categories of friends that have reminded me of this recently, so I thought I'd quickly discuss it because it really is something that I am so goddamn grateful I don't have to think about anymore. And there's a few reasons that I'm particularly grateful for it at the moment, because I'm seeing examples of friends around me doing some of the things I've been doing recently, and they've had to ask permission, they've had to call in favours from their colleagues to swap days off, or they've had to stay up really late to get stuff done because they've run out of time, or they're having to use their weekends to do things like move house, plan a wedding. One of my friends in particular said recently she just took a day off recently just to do life admin. So basically she took a paid day's holiday, so 1 day out of her 20 days, which proportionately is quite a big chunk, to basically sit around at home and go through things like utility bills and phone around the companies to make sure they were on the best deal. And she felt really productive and went into the work the next day and was like, I've just saved us £500 a year by changing all our deals. And I was like, good on you. You had to take a day off work for that. You had to sacrifice one of your precious 20 days holiday to do that. And it just stopped me in my tracks because, among other things recently, and this is not to brag, so just before Christmas, I took my mum to New York for a week. Which would normally be a long weekend. New York's one of those destinations where a lot of people are like, oh, a week's a long time. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to rush. And I'm glad we did take a week because it was full on. New York's an intense city, but so we had a full week for that, and then I was able to enjoy Christmas, just sort of checking emails now and again, and then I realised that I'd booked my shipping to move to Australia for the 4th of January, and I went, oh shit, I need to start packing. So I basically have spent the last week day by day throwing a few things in boxes, standing and staring and procrastinating at things as to what I'm shipping and what I'm not and what I'm throwing away, and just doing life admin, but then realising that I haven't had to ask for permission to take that time off, and I'm certainly not using one of 20 precious days to do that stuff. And it's only been 18 months since I left my corporate job, but it's so alien to me now to have to think like that. And it's just something I'm so grateful for having an online business, that whether it's because you don't feel like doing something on a particular day, or whether it's because you've got other life stuff to do, like move house or pack for something, or you want to take a long weekend at short notice. I'm actually going away tomorrow for a 4-day weekend up north. I've got some girlfriends that I went to uni with who live up north all over the country, and I haven't got to find another day or sacrifice one of my days holiday to do that. It's just nice that I've got the freedom to do that. So I'm going to do some work today, make sure I've got everything set up for the next few days. And that is what's possible when you run an online business that's got systems in place, that you can rely on a certain level of income coming in, whether you're there working or not. And having not looked at my business much for the last 10 days, for the first month of the year, I'm so grateful that I just checked in before, and I've actually made twice my previous monthly salary, and it's only the 11th of the month. And again, this is not to brag, it's just a moment of gratitude and reflecting on some of the day-to-day things that I just don't have to worry about anymore. And I feel really sorry for my friends that are sort of stuck in these jobs where they just want to do normal life stuff, but they're using their precious holiday to do it. You know, as far as I'm concerned, that precious holiday should be used for a holiday, to take time out, to go somewhere different, to spend quality time with your family or your friends. So I just wanted to discuss that and hope that it's of some value to you. Really consider how different your life would look and how different your stress levels might be around something like, in my case at the moment, moving house. They say it's one of the top 3 stressful things you can do in life, I think, along with weddings and divorces. And how much easier and less stressful it would be if you had an unlimited amount of time off and you could just do it at your own pace. Because that's kind of what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and I am so bloody grateful for it. So I just wanted to shoot this video. It wasn't my planned topic for today, but I just thought I'd share it. I hope it's of value, and just want to kind of inspire you to think how different your life might look with more than 20 days paid holiday. And a schedule that's completely flexible around things like your life. So I hope that's been of value. I look forward to doing some more videos, some from the UK whilst I'm here. I've only got 3 weeks left. Actually, it's 20 days, not that I'm counting. And then I'll be doing them from hopefully much sunnier environments on the Gold Coast in Australia. And as usual, any questions at all, do reach out. Find me on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. But Happy New Year. I hope your Christmas was incredible, and wishing you a very happy, healthy, and hopefully wealthy 2017. Take care.